Hello, I'm Sam Crowe. I promised I'd do a tutorial on the canvas book cover I did. Um, I've I've put that on my blog, but I'm going to add this video in as well. It's only going to be a slapdash video, but it's to show you how I got the outer cover done. Really, I did that one in fabric, the first one, but I want to do this one in card and see if it works the same. So I'm just going to give you the basics of how I got it started and how I got it moulded. The card might not mould the same way as the fabric. Well, obviously it'll be different, but the principle is going to be the same, I think. So I'll just get on with it. So this is what I got. This is a kitchen mould holder. I cut it in half, and I obviously kept the circle. Now the first one I did was too big because I had to fill it with too many sheets, because you've got all that gap there. So I'm going to cut this one down a little bit and mould it. I'm going to mould it. I've got a little mini rolling pin. I'm going to mould it around there. So I'll just quickly do that. It doesn't have to be perfect because nobody's going to see this. So it's just to give you the edge of the book, you know, when you've got this lovely rounded edge on books. Just to give you that look. So I've got that. It's more or less there anyway. I'm going to... There, I don't even need to do it really, look there. So you've got it, you still got your half circle. And I'm going to be doing a lot more play with this. It's just the right size for this as well, see. I'm using Mod Podge. There's other glues you can use, but it's what I've got at hand at the moment. So now don't forget, what you mould here is what your cover's going to look like, because once you get all this glue on, it's going to stick to where it's more solid. I've just put these on to show you. I mean, this is obviously not wide enough. The fabric was wider. But that's okay, because I'll just add like a fancy edge on or something, and then put some washi tape on, so I can make the cover as wide as I want, really. So this was just a guideline. So what I'll do, see, I'm going to grab it there, and I'm going to just dent it a little bit, so I know where I'm working from. I'm going to dent it a bit on the back, like that. And then this is going to go inside there, see, and then we'll mould it. That's where we'll start moulding it. You don't want to fold it, you know, like already I'm getting a sharp crease there, but it's because it's card. So you just want to know where the middle is for that, really. So there we go. Just pulling it to it. There. Right. So now I'm going to slap some glue on. Right. Don't forget, wherever this glue goes, things stick. So don't go beyond the line that you want to be at for this bit. So I'm going to do this first. In fact, I'm just going to do this because it's card on card. This will stick really easily anyway. Excuse me leaning over the camera. So so I don't need to do that as well. I normally would do that surface as well if it was fabric, because you need them both. You need the glue to soak into both textures and sides, really, so they'll really stick. But for card, it just sticks anyway. So you can see this is the bit we're working on, right? So now I'm going to just bend this in, right, so, and that gives us the outer kind of front cover look, okay? This can still be played with to get it straighter and stuff. I just want a guideline, so then the same here. I'm working from this because then we're going to try and get our curve. So I'm just pushing it in a bit like that, look. Finger to finger. That's all I'm doing. This is slipping all over the place at the moment. That's fine. So, there, we've got it. We've got the basic, right? So there we've got the curve. You see? I don't know if you, yeah. So there we've got the curve starting. Yeah, obviously this is all out at the moment. That doesn't matter. We're going to play with it. This is going to get a lot wetter yet. So I'm going to put the grip on so it stays in place. A couple of pegs. I've lost me the really good grippers, so I'm just using pegs and things. So there's a gripper. It's a good gripper. Right. So there's our cover, right? There's how you can see how it's rounded. So now you just need to get, always end up like with straight lines, but you want to get it like this, right? And then we're going to bend this in again. Keep just bending, just keep manipulating it. And I'm going to do this outer cover now because I want this to set quite solid. On the other one, I did I stamped on the fabric in the middle, so that you got like it was a clarity stamp and it was bird stamps, and they fitted identical. They fitted perfectly into the centre here, so it just looked like the outer edge of a book. It was perfect. On this one, I'm just, obviously you don't want them all looking the same. I'm going to do it a bit different. So I've glued this because I want this to be quite solid, and I'm going to start moulding it again. And I want to turn my video off because I don't know how to link them back up. So I'm just going to carry on, right? So basically, I'm just denting. I'm trying to dent this cover here so that when this dries, it's going to look really moulded. But you don't want just a dead straight line. Otherwise, it won't look the same. See how it's starting? Can you see how it's starting to look more like a proper shape of a book, like a hardback book? And just do the same here. I'm pushing it into the spine. That's what it's called, isn't it? The spine. So I can feel it resisting now. The card's resisting. I'm keeping the pegs on because if I don't, it'll end up all over the place. It won't meet at the end. It's starting to dry, so I'm going to start leaving it in a minute because otherwise it starts peeling back off with the Mod Podge. I haven't tried this with glue and seal yet. I imagine it's probably quite good with glue and seal. So there. Can you see? You're getting... Because when you've done this, it stands up like a book as well. With the fabric and with the card. So, then see, I'm going to cover this whole book now. Because I want it sealed, and it's alright because with the Mod Podge you can still work on top of it anyway. So I'll just quickly do that, and then it'll start going rock hard. You can do this with a gloss one or matte, but I think I'm using matte, I hope so. Yeah, I'm using the matte. So and then at the end, when I've decorated it more and done some stamping and that on it, then I'll probably do it in the gloss on top. So it looks really, really like a book cover. So it's just a case of just trying to make something look different or look like something that it's not, and just having a play really with your Gelli Plate Prints, and just there's so much you can do. And some of them, I mean, I think this is lovely. It's not a lot to it, but I just think it's lovely, and I don't really want to put a lot on here anyway. So I'll probably just put a few of me cloudy stamps, like my journal stamps and that, on it, and maybe darken the edges just a little bit, and but it looks, see how it just looks, it makes quite a nice cover itself. So I'm going to pin this back down for now. I'm going to let this dry because the glue's starting to pull back off with my fingers, and I don't want that because that's not pretty. It's not even an aged look. So there's probably a better glue to use for this, I don't know. But this is a good decoupage glue, so I can't see why it wouldn't work, really. Excuse me. So, again, I'm just going to give it another... I mean, I was constantly doing this with the fabric one, just slightly bending it in over like that, so you just get the shape of that bind on the edge. I hope you can see what I'm talking about. So the back, you can see I haven't worked on the back as much. I'm just denting it in. I'm not pressing that bit at all. I'm just denting it in here so that you start to get the look of the bind. And then what I'll do when this is dry, I'll come back and I'll do it all again. I get all the glue on again. These bits here where the glue's lifting off, I'll just rub that off with a very light sandpaper. So I'm going to leave it stood up to dry like that. And that's it. That's how I did the outside. I hope it's helpful. I hope you can understand what I'm talking about. I've just turned my video on and done it. I haven't thought it through. I've just done it. So hopefully that gives you the idea. Okay, thank you. Bye.